I hit live and I still have to I still have to finish eating my ramen. But now I'm gonna do it really handsomely with this wig on. That's great actually. Hell yeah. We love wig ramen time. Uh bam 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 bam. Oh, people are gonna try to redeem the fake redeem and they're gonna lose their channel points and they're gonna be sad. Am I gonna save them in time? I think I am. I think I've saved us in time. 10. There. We did it. Hippo Boy, hello. Congratulations on beating Contained Animosity to the stream. Contained Animosity, wowee. God, Hairhound is going to take some getting used to. Let's check in a month. I think that's about how long it will take, for sure. The other thing that will help is uh by the time my sides grow out, because I've done like a skin fade on the side of my head for years and years now. And so I do think it will blend in I do think it will blend in more naturally when I have like my own hair on the side of my hair. Thank you, Little Lemon. Wig sits way straighter today. Today I would say is like a 5 or 6 out of 10. I still don't even think placement was seamless today. I did it like super crooked. Z redid it, and it is much, much better. And there is still ground to be gained, IMO. White Bread, thank you for the 160 streams in a row. Welcome back to the dog park. You are the king. Army Hitch, thank you for the 15 months with Prime. Oh no, it's Maldhound's evil twin brother, Walled Feline. Did you see Peter Cullen died? I had not seen that. Orithius, yeah. I figure it'll probably be, I am anticipating for the next three weeks, this will be the most frustrating part of my day, and I will want to give up on it every time I do it. And I think by the time I get to like day 22 or 23, I will be able to do it well enough that I no longer feel that bad about it. So for 3 weeks, I am just letting go of any negative emotions I feel towards putting it on, because I know I have to get used to it, and I know it's just gonna feel frustrating and bad no matter what. Because when it gets on, I love it. When it gets on, I look good. Contained Animosity, thank you for the 100-bit cheer. I wasn't sure about the wig at first, but I have to admit it's growing on me. It shouldn't be doing that. It should be doing many, many things, but not growing. Hello, Nullzone. Thank you, Wizard Platypus. Oh, hey, Maul visited Turkey? No, I visited Seattle, and I went to a wig clinic. I have another hour left of work, and I really don't want to. Well, hey, we're about to do some business here. We're about to do some real big kid work over here. Thank you, Siroc. Yeah, Kentucky. Z had been softly and lovingly recommending that I look into getting a toupee for over a year now, and I kept stiff-arming them and saying, "No, I'm just gonna wait, and then I'm gonna go to Turkey, and I'm gonna get a hair transplant, and then it's gonna be fine." And I was getting really uptight about it and really stressed about it. And we finally pulled the trigger on it, and I have realized a lot of things. One, this is not the entirety of my jaw pain. I'm still having troubles with my jaw and neck, but genuinely, you guys, we'll go close for a second. A genuine part of my jaw and neck pain was because I can always see myself out of the corner of my eye on my OBS, and I can always see my hairline. I was doing this to try to like point more of my hair at you. Not even at you guys, at me. Like, whatever you guys thought about the hairline, whatever bald jokes we did, I would see myself in the camera and I would go, oh, fuck, I do not like how that looks. And so I would constantly adjust my posture to look more like how I wanted it to look more like how I wanted it to look when I could see myself in OBS. And so my jaw and neck pain has had a meaningful improvement. Like, yesterday's stream did not hurt nearly as much as every other stream did because I'm just standing up straighter. DMAD's Customs have not gone live on Twitch yet. Nullzone, thank you for the 5 streams in a row. And Bo, thank you for the Twitch follow. Welcome to the doghouse. Thoughts on Netflix getting limitedly exclusive GTA 6 trailer? I mean, that's cute. It doesn't matter, right? It's going to be all over like YouTube and Twitter, etc., etc. When you get to the point you can throw it on with your eyes closed in a typhoon, that shit will be easier to manage than actual hair. I I'm already like leaning towards shaving my head down and getting one just glued on more permanently. My only reservation with doing one of those is when I work out, I sweat a ton. Every product I have ever used that has assured me that it was sweat resistant and athletes use it and you can sweat in these, I have broken it because I have sweat too much. So I am thinking I probably won't go through with one of those because I am just going to like destroy it. Dalton, you're losing it. This is how my hair has always looked. Nobody fucking tell him. Dalton, Dalton, you sound crazy. Like, I get it that it's been a thing to joke about my hairline for a really long time, but the reality is I have a pretty normal hairline for a 31-year-old man. And honestly, you sound high. You may be drunk right now. Are you drunk on my stream right now, Dalton? Maul's looked this way the whole time. That's right. And if you like the YouTube videos, please, round of applause for Triple Mango Threat, our YouTube editor. Mauled, what three-color combo best represents your playstyle and planeswalking identity? Um, hmm. It's really hard to pick three colors. Because here's the thing. I certainly have ambition. I am a selfish person. Not in a like I go around hurting people way, but in a like D&D evil way. Like I do things to better my position in life. And so there has to be or there should be black in there. I spend a lot of time in the pursuit of knowledge and in the pursuit of getting better at things, which makes me lean towards blue being in there. Or specifically getting better at things through a greater intellectual understanding of those things. And then I'm kind of a little rat. I love doing a little mess around, but I also like my life tends to go best when I live in really a lot of very rigid structures. And so part of me wants to say Grixis, but part of me wants to say that I'm like, if there could ever be an Esper Chaos Commander, I would be an Esper Chaos Commander. Like, I live my life by many, many rules. I have a pretty strict internal code that I adhere to. But when I present to other people, I like to do some goblin shit, which I think comes across as red, but internally feels white to me. Phelan, that sounds awesome. Yeah, we om-nomming for a second. I'm gonna back it up. You have a mannequin bust you store it on. Yeah. I have I have a mannequin bust for it. This is chicken ramen mango, but it's only because I ran out of beef. I had been doing pork before that. I did not crack an egg into that. Not today. This was quick ramen so I could have something before stream. So what if Esper could reliably discover? You know, I do kind of I do kind of get down with the Ellie and Alan vibes you're talking about because get this, guys, a lot of my humor is references. A lot of my humor is either a direct reference, it is an analogy to something else, or it is um a or it is a bit that was like done on psych. I'm not Bant. Come on. I'm not Bant. But if you replaced the green in this card with the black in this card, and it was discovering like this, then I could actually get down with that. All right, we're gonna hit the manual ad break on Twitch so that we can then get to the custom cards. Oh, Mango, for the intro I sent you today. When I call myself the thing, I want you to get the Gerber baby and Cerberus. That's what that bit is supposed to be. The who and the what? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Drag Egg, thank you for the 7 streams in a row. Welcome back to the dog home. Oh, fuck this guy. Not even pass. What's that drink? This is a Premier Protein, 30 grams of protein shake with 24 vitamins and minerals. Purchased because I got it for $1.20 at my local outlet store. That's what's up. Alexander, I have watched episode 45. Holy peak. That shit was gas. That shit was awesome. What show? Bleach, Agumon. Thank you, Lumberjack Shaggy. I appreciate it. Danny, thank you for the 25 months with Prime. Welcome back to the dog home, my friend. I appreciate those Bezos bucks. I did hear about Peter Cullen passing away. That's very, very sad. Hit the ad break here, and then I'm sad. Not sad. I wish Peach Tea would show up because they asked a question in Dear Maldhound, and I was planning to make our vamp timing be talking about their question because I thought it was decent to talk about online because it was about getting into social media and having other social media creators who started after you pass you. Bandit Biker, thank you for the $5 super chat. Review one of decks. Well, let's break that down. First, one of the witch decks. If it's one of yours, I do offer that as a service, but the lowest price for that is $15. Do not donate 10 right now because that $15 price is if you buy a deck review that goes on sale on Sundays. The price to have a deck reviewed on stream is $500. We must move the zero over a crazy amount. I'm aware that's a ridiculous price. It's a ridiculous fuck you price. That's the price to interrupt and take over the entire stream. If you want a deck review in general, we sell those on Sundays at noon PST. If you want an off-stream deck review that is serious, it is my genuine attempt to help your deck, not just to be funny. You can buy that for... Do we F? Hold on. I think we're good. You can buy that for $100 at any time or for $15 on Sundays. I miss your forehead, boss. We're actually, the main thing Z and I have been fussing over with placement is actually placing it further back. So you will be seeing more and more of my luscious forehead. I don't actually want to get rid of very much forehead. I just want better framing of my face. So this is even better than yesterday. I and Z are both going to get better and better at it as we continue fussing with it. But my goal is to keep scooting it back a little bit because I don't really want to like for everything but the sides. For everything but the sides, I liked how much forehead I had. I'm down with how much forehead I have. Thank you, Life of Shade. I'm glad to hear we all agree that it's looking even more doper today. Contained Animosity, thank you for the 100-bit cheer. I did not do a review of the Miku's Secret Lair deck. I got it and did some tweaks, but I was wondering if you had gotten to it already. I have not. Maybe we do a review of that next week. Yesterday was like, look at my wig. Okay, you're banned. All right. Holy shit. Stream Deck's not open. I can't do the Vine Boom to complete this bit. You're unbanned. Z's tongue piercing went great. This is a solo stream, Macy. That is unfortunate, Bandit Biker. Thank you very much for the 5 as a gift regardless. And we do raffle off free ones. The next raffle is going to be happening this Sunday. So if you can ever just stop by and be in chat, there is a chance, however small, that you will be able to get one totally for free. Mauld kind of got the same hair as Germa now. Yeah, we go to the same wig guy. Helios, yes, I will check that for you. And then let's talk about taxes. Fuck yeah. Helios, I can confirm your purchase. You are good. Right. From the gate that guard the key. As a 31-year-old, would you say you're confident in filing taxes? I just turned 21 and I'm scared I owe the government hundreds of thousands of euros just because I didn't notice something. I was until I became a full-time social media video maker who has like 11 different income streams that I'm trying to keep track of. I'm relatively confident. I hired somebody to help me with my taxes last year. I'm gonna probably be I'm probably going to be going from, or not going from LLC to S corp, but filing taxes as an S corp because that will be like I'm past the, like it will be tax advantageous to do that. That's what the tax professional told me. So I'm no longer confident. I was decently confident. CPA here, I thought I could avoid my tax work by having this up in my background. Too bad. Yeah, and if you're European, like your government's kind of got you, right? Like I thought it was only the USA where we try to fuck people over on taxes for no reason. I thought the other countries they just like tell you how much, like tell you how much you owe. And it's only here where they're like, "Guess, bitch. Guess, bitch. If you get it wrong, jail, prison, forever. We'll kill you if you get it wrong. Guess." Um, but yeah, like USA, like if all you have is a 9 to 5 job, taxes are pretty simple. You got it. Don't worry about it. Even if you do get something wrong, there will not be big penalties unless you get it like, unless you're like not reporting thousands and thousands of dollars in income. But if you just make a little mistake, they might like tell you, hey, you have to correct this issue, but they're not going to show up to your house and haul you away. You know, unless you get like a magic set early. Magikarp, thank you for the Twitch follow, and it's Toku TV, thank you for the follow as well. Welcome to the doghouse. Storm, you did not miss redeems. We're about to do it. All right. I'm going to set the channel point. Oh, I'm going to do a countdown in chat. Hold on. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Custom car redeem is live. The Cassis, thank you so much for gifting 5 subs. Welcome to Dog Heaven, my friend. I appreciate that generosity. Mono Blue Mill deck? Do the Mind Skinner. Have a great time. Oh, we got to do the Random Smasher Pass, for sure. That is not anything. Smash. Where in the Discord do I send it? So in the Dear Maldhound channel, there is a thread called 826 custom card review thread, which is poorly named because it is not 826. So hold on, I'm renaming it. Live hot renaming action. And you just put them in there. Then we're gonna grab them from there in just a minute. Hey Maul, do you have a favorite Is It commander which isn't straight up meta like Vivi or stuff like that? So unfortunately, my answer is Vivi. I've just built it non-meta. I've built a Vivi Stompy deck, which is all about using Vivi just as a mana dork for terrible, terrible fucking creatures. I'm talking about like, oh yeah, I'm playing a Vivi deck. Do I have Curiosity? No, but I sure do have Magmatic Force. Do I have Curiosity? Do I have I think it's Tandem Lookout maybe? No. What do I have? I have Tidal Force. Have a terrible fucking day. Yeah, 360. Thank you for the 20 streams in a row. Welcome back to the dog park. I'm doing notes for the AI class I'm taking, and this is one of the scarier things I've read that isn't AI. By 2029, advances in quantum computing will make most conventional asymmetric cryptography unsafe to use. Garter, meaning nothing encrypted now will be protected from decryption later if a bad actor is storing all the encrypted data as it comes through. I'm gonna not think about that. You know what? Hey, you know what I think about that? Whatever. What's a magic card? Tasty. That's bad. Ha! That is... Oh, from Whiskey. Legit question, what got you into Magic as a whole? My friends got into it over COVID, and they brought me a pre-con to play with them when we could see each other post-COVID. And then I was like, oh, this is dope. And then I started playing Arena, and then I just kept playing Commander. Yeah, fuck AI for sure. Personal question from MLP. Do you think the hate that Mill gets is overstated? Absolutely. People keep talking about how much people get hated for milling someone a single card, but I've just never experienced this in over a decade of playing the archetype. Oh, you're talking about so what I think it is, it's the vocal minority, like it's Twitter people, because I've met people that do hate getting milled, and it's not as many as the internet would have you believe, but they hate much more fiercely than you can conceive of. Like they're not always like screaming about it, but like the people that really don't like it with a level of childishness that is amazing. Do you think there's a world where we could tax businesses on AI use and use that to fund UBI? Yeah, it's this world. We could do that right now. We just won't. Like, I think the difficulty in talking about a lot of stuff when it comes to how the government takes in money and how the government spends money, we live in the world where we could do that, and society would not collapse, and society would almost certainly get better. The only reason that's not a thing we do is because we have experienced regulatory capture, and we live in an oligarchy. And the people who would stand to lose money from that scenario are the people who own every branch of our government. What is your least favorite two-color combination to play against? Selesnya. Keyboard, thank you for the 3 streams in a row. Welcome back to the dog park. And Jazzaproxy, thank you for the 6 months with Prime. Happy half-anniversary. Welcome back to the dog home. Why? Pure bias. Pure bias and hatred. I would have guessed Simic. I think the thing with that question, I'm trying not to think too long. I think I could find a justification for why I hate Selesnya the most, why I hate Orzhov the most, why I hate Simic the most. But the truth is, in the second that I read that question, my split second reaction was green white. Like, you know who what's her fucking, I can't even, it wasn't Sithis somehow. This bitch. This bitch. Flashbanged me in my mind. And I just remembered like a million brawl games that had devolved into the dumbest shit ever against decks like this. If you were building Nephilim Epical, would you build around all of them or focus on just one of them? What I would do for Nephilim Epical is I would put all of them in the deck. Anytime I had this guy enter, I would roll a d4 to determine which Nephilim I searched for, and then my whole deck would be ways to make insane numbers of clones of them. I think that would be fun. You have a favorite Rakdos commander? I don't. It used to be Prosper, but he was genuinely too good. There's 5 of them, yeah, but you wouldn't run the bad one. The bad one being the one that doesn't have blue. I used to have a Prosper deck that I enjoyed a lot. My Prosper deck was actually the commander deck that convinced me that fast mana was evil and should not be played in casual. Because every game I played with my Prosper deck, when I had Soul Ring, when I had Dark Ritual, when I had Mana Crypt, it was always a bad game. I won most of those games, but like the wins never felt satisfying. The losses never felt satisfying for my opponents. And part of that was because I wasn't good enough at playing a heal. I was still pretty self-conscious as a person. I was still pretty new to Magic. But I just, like, every game was, wow, I'm doing a lot of Magic right now. I'm doing exactly the stuff my deck wants to do. This isn't any fun. Illogical Man, I have seen Spelljack, yeah. Thoughts on Firelord Zuko over Prosper? I think adding white could be fun with Prosper than 99. Uh, I think it's fine. I think they just want different things. Like Zuko at least kind of wants you to go wide. You can use him as a mana battery, but because it's firebending, you only really get to use it on instants. Like Prosper much more wants to be some type of like token aristocrats or token treasure deck, and Firelord Zuko is like, we're beating ass. We're gonna beat ass and we're gonna make a little money while we do it, but we're beating ass today. Okay, Peach Tea, are you here for me to answer your Dear Maldhound question? If you are, we're gonna get right into custom cards after talking about that. And activated abilities. You can also activate abilities with firebending. No, you can't. Does the idea for a deck submitted for a roast have to be original, or can I submit a concept I saw somewhere? You can submit a concept you saw somewhere. I don't think it has to be original, I just think it has to be cool. Yes, you can? Yeah, Gecko, you can send a list that has been, that's been done before. Boss, who's your favorite X-Man? Ooh, Nightcrawler. If you could point to one big dumb card that's either super fun or funny, what would you pick? We've been through this before. Chat. Chat. We asked 100 people, what's the biggest, funnest, and funniest magic card in existence? All top 1 answers on the board. It's Sphinx Ambassador. Show me the Svitties. Have a great day. Price keeps going up on this motherfucker. Okay, Peach Tea Dragon, you're here. Little Mix Doom, thank you for the 100-bit cheer. It would be like 8 out of 10. Pretty high. So let's look at Peach Tea Dragon's Dear Maldhound question, because I think that is a prescient question, both for any content creators that are here and just for people like anybody who experiences envy, which I think is most of the world. So is there a way for me to, let me see if I can open this in a individual message. No. Hold on. So I'm gonna take a little screenshot of this. All right. So Peach said, Dear Malldown, someone who is formerly smaller than me and who has told me that I was a bit of an inspiration to their content creation has surpassed me on both socials and Twitch in an incredibly short time. I'm torn between happy for them and frustrated by comparison. I imagine I will simply have to ascend myself beyond such petty things like envy, as it is being the thief of my joy. Also, the infuriating lack of translation between platforms. And then some stuff about your personal stuff picking up. That's great. I have gone back and forth on this idea a few times. I don't think you should let go of the frustration totally. I don't think you should simmer on it. But I think it's good to have some level of Dragon Ball Z, Vegeta, Goku energy in your life. I think you should be more Goku than Vegeta. I think it's okay to feel some frustration at like, I want to reach higher than I'm currently reaching. And this motherfucker just did it? You can't live there. But it's good to feel that emotion. And the way I've been trying to internalize it recently is don't focus on the direct comparison, but allow these people to expand your horizon of what is possible. With many things in our life, whether it is our daily schedule, our plans for the week, or our plans for a year, we tend to put all of these invisible barriers on ourselves because of our assumptions about what is possible or realistic. Yes, as Devin says, be Frieza and just start yelling slurs about Saiyans. Anyway, so what I really like to sublimate these feelings into is use them to break down the walls of what I think is realistic or achievable. And that's how you make it positive. Seka, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Doghouse. And H82, thank you as well. She made top 2 on the search bar on her 6th stream. What category, though? Because the thing is, like, oh, whatever. However well she did, doesn't matter. She had 440 people in her stream and gained 200 subs in one day. Pokemon. That's really cool. We think about how to articulate this to not be rude. That means that can happen for you. If it happened for her, that means it can happen for you too. It's certainly expanded my mind about what's possible. Yeah. So that is the takeaway that I would keep trying to hammer home. Because, like, I've had to go through this academically. I've had to go through it athletically with rowing. I've had to go through it in content creation. Where, you know, every once in a while, somebody you thought was worse than you will either get on a hot streak or will reveal themselves to be a generational talent. I've had both types of people pass me in rowing. I've had one type of person pass me like that in content, and every time it's been frustrating. And the times in rowing where I stayed focused on their progress specifically, it did not help me. And the times I used it as a restructuring of how good I thought I could be doing, it did help me. He's talking about Elk. Elk is an amazing rower. I mean, Elk hasn't passed me. Nice try, dumbass. Sorry. We got to do it again. I really hope these are going off. Anyway, Elk didn't even pass me, but I was seeing Elk's growth numbers, and I was using that as a reframe for like how how many more people could I be selling on the idea of me as an entertainer every time I go out and try to entertain people, rather than worrying too much about like, oh man, am I going to lose audience share to Elk? Is Elk gonna take over as the like de facto deck e-boy, etc., etc.? And I instead just went like, if Elk can grow that fast, I can grow that fast, and we can both get much, much bigger than we are. Will Elk be here today? No. Elk is not here today. They decided to be broke. Let's start looking at custom cards. Okay, first up, I'm going to read Elikman's preface. Speaking of Sing Ambassador, would it work well for a Gonti deck, or is it too slow? I think it depends on your curve. Gonti, if you're talking about Sultai Gonti, they have access to green, so you can potentially ramp quickly enough. I will say for like Commander as a whole, this shit is too slow. For Commander as a whole, this shit is wildly slow. Pejman, we did have the point redeem. Okay. All right. First, Zet's Paradigm Wonder. A 3-mana Orzhov 3/3 can't be blocked if his power is 1 or less. When you cast a spell from exile, and whenever a permanent you control enters from exile, you can put a -1/-1 counter on him to put a +1/+1 counter on each other creature. Whenever he deals combat damage to a player, remove all -1/-1 counters from him. Perfect! Perfect. I like this way more. This is, yeah, we have a natural push and pull. We have a payoff. We have a power trade-off where, hey, this guy's never going to kill you with commander damage as long as I'm doing the exile thing, and he will die to a stiff breeze, even though he's unblockable. What happened to the preface? I don't read that out loud because we'd be here for 20 more minutes. I was scanning it to make sure I understood what was happening with the cards. Zet's Inazuma Plasma. A Jeskai 3/3 with prowess. On attack, if he's big enough, he can Plasma Bolt you. Whenever he deals damage to a player, exile the top card of your library. For as long as it remains exiled, it has during any turn in which you attacked with your commander. With a commander, you may play this card. I'm immediately putting you on probation. I know you want this to work with his Lightning Bolt ability. What I worry about is anything that would give him like VV-esque text incentivizes you to like, I know we can't none come to mind immediately. I'm trying to, how many ways can you make something a gutter snipe? That's what I'm worried about. I don't even know what the Scryfall text would be for this. So it's like Black Mage's Rod is the black equivalent, right? Where it'll deal 1 damage to everything. I think I have to just search a shitload of Oracle text. Equipped creature. Black Mage's Frog. Black Mage's Rod. Okay, equipped creature has deal damage opponent. Sure. How many of these do we have in Jeskai? How... Okay, what if I get rid of the... Wolf Hunter's Quiver? Okay, so I'm getting something wrong in the syntax. Because chat can find some of these, right? I think Wolf Hunter's Quiver is fine because this is like tap to deal one damage to one person. I am exclusively worried about something that would make it deal one damage to each opponent when you do something not very difficult. If we can't do that to it, I'm actually chill. Because my number one fear would be you turn this into Thermo Alchemist and then you draw like 8 cards a turn for the rest of the game. Yeah, like Thornbite Staff is fine. I'm not worried about Thornbite Staff with this card. I think you're actually good, right? There's like Viridian Longbow, but if you're combining this with some type of untap loop, I think you've done enough work to earn that bullshit. So I'm actually okay with this. I'm no longer worried. You pass. I think that is cool. I think that is cute. I think it gives prowess players a little bit of deck access when they spend all of their cards on prowess shit. Dope. All right, next Zet Catastrom, a 5-mana Temur, a 6/6 with trample. When you deal excess damage to a creature or player, you may discover X. Did you really? We just posted the contest of claws short, and you really said, what if Commander make everything contest of claws? What if I take Maldhound's most recent headache and I just put it in the command zone for the people he hates the most? Fuck you. And like they're gonna print it. Yeah, like five mana once each turn. Okay. 5 mana once each turn. You got there. I believe you, man. I'm gonna reload the stream because I just got a ton of. Yeah, I thought I was offline for a second. Yeah, load bearing once each turn for sure, but if Gavin Verhey gets to use it, so does Alec Man. Zet's Order. 5 mana Esper 4/4 first strike vigilance. When he deals combat damage to a player, you can exile a non-creature non-land card from your graveyard. If you do, it becomes plotted. Unfortunately, perfect design. That sounds broken, but it is on a 5-mana creature that is not unblockable and has to hit you to do the thing, and even then, plot makes you wait a turn. Okay, Alec Man, you cooking a little. Zet's Agender. Oh, Agendream. 5 mana, 5/5. When Zet's enters or attacks, you may collect evidence 8. If you do, put 2 +1/+1 counters on him and draw a card. At the beginning of each combat, you may choose a creature card exiled with Zet's. If you do, they become a copy of that card, but it's a 5/5 and has the same ability. I think that's cool. My Twitch is so buggy. Yeah, the stream gave me... You have all filters. What the fuck is happening? Hold on, guys. No, there's nothing appears to be happening in OBS, but on Twitch, I saw a number. Oh boy. Yeah, is this... Oh wait, okay. Hold on, it's coming back. Cuz I saw a number of messages that were like status messages in chat that was like slow mode is on, slow mode is off, follower only mode is on, follower only mode is off. And now my like ad manager and my status manager is going back and forth between pre-rolls being on or off and the stream being 1080p or being offline. Twitch is getting DDoSed over the fucking GTA 6. Yeah, YouTube's stable at least. All right, Alec, man, if it's good on your side, we're gonna keep going. Yeah, this is fine. This is a cute reanimator deck. It's a little bit generic, but we all get treats sometimes. Who doesn't like Cinnamon Toast Crunch? Mauled is dragging banned. Could be. Hey, because of because of whatever's going on with Twitch, I cannot unban Dragig right now. All right, Zet's Extreme, another 5-color commander that's a 5/5. Whenever they become the target of a spell or ability you don't control, you may pay 1 to end the turn. Whenever you cast a spell from exile, Zetz deals damage equal to his power to each opponent. No! We've been so good! You were 5 for 5 on powerful but cool effects. And now we have I Chandra's Ignition you 18 times, and I have a no-no square. Absolutely not. 0 out of 10. 0 out of 10. You could do, like... You could do pay 4. I don't know what the exact amount of mana you need for this effect is, but I would be like... I would not be... Dreams surpass nightmares? Okay, yeah, they don't have to surpass it by the length of the Empire State Building. Okay? Like... You can say... You can say, I'm bringing in somebody who surpasses Mauled at basketball. You don't have to make me play against LeBron. He has the ability to know-you someone. I mean, sure, right? Like, I'm not saying you can't have these abilities. We have just costed it wrong. We have simply costed it wrong. Because he is a very powerful damage engine, right? Like, if all you do is, like, ramp and impulse draw, this guy will win the game relatively quickly. And so, if the rest of his ability is a way to protect him, you should not be able to do it over and over and over and over again. Like, I think this should be cost prohibitive enough that you could only do it like once a turn rotation or maybe twice in the mega late game. But being able to just go like, oh, I have 3. Yeah, so I would say 3 or 4. Maul, would you be 5 mana or 4 mana? Depoke Lad, I'm 6 mana. I am a card in this game. I am the Meld Hound. Alright, next, Psych Shooter, a 3 mana 3/3 with Impending for 3. When they enter, if it's not a creature, it deals 2 damage to any target. Otherwise, it deals 4 damage to target creature. That's cute. I kind of like that for a way to do impending things that are only at uncommon instead of at rare. I was about to say, like, oh, this little broke bitch doesn't do anything on attack. Why doesn't he do anything good enough? But he's an uncommon. Okay. I like it. Dark Feather Abductor. Wood. 3 mana. Impending 3 for double blue, double black. Flash flying on ETB. If it's not a creature, counter a spell, activated ability, or triggered ability, its controller loses 2 life. Ooh. That's really bad. That's really... Ooh. Opposite pro... Yeah, this is like... This bird is dog shit. This is not Big Bird. This is little dumbass stupid bird. This is like... This is your boy right now. Where is he? We didn't have to do my man like this, is all I'm saying. We didn't have to do him like this. I like the idea that the impending, that it is better to cast them for impending rather than as their creature side. But a 3 mana 2/2 flyer with flash is like so impossibly bad. I might even cut the generic off and say like you get a Dimir. For Dimir, you get a 2/2 flyer with flash. And the reason you would take that is because you can use it as a counterspell. Yeah, as D-Mads is saying, like, Baleful Strix just beats this by way, way too much. Who told you that? For what format did they say it was too good? Because the only world in which this is too good is, like, maybe it's a really strong draft uncommon. If you don't have a lot of reach, or you don't have a lot of, like, easy ways to deal damage to creatures. Too good is insane. That sounds like some old head shit to me. That sounds like somebody who's still playing, like, Homelands Magic. I tried to unban Dragig and could not do it, so I don't think they're banned. All right, Tickling Terror. You're about to get banned for that name. 4 mana, 4/4 with impending 5 for only 1 mana. When the last time count is removed, it deals 5 damage to each opponent and each creature they control. This ability triggers only once. That seems really not good enough. I know red is supposed to be the bad color, but we can't be like, here's a 4 mana 4/4. Here's a 4 mana 4/4. Don't you want to play with it? Don't you want to lose a game with this man in your deck? That would maybe make them like a 5/5. It's tickling, not ticking. That's what I said. All right, Eye of Torment. A 6 mana 6/6 with impending. Vigilance, when it enters, detain up to 1 target creature. It remains detained for as long as you control Eye of Torment. That's kind of crazy, actually. That's cool. I like that a lot. Print that as is. 10 out of 10. That's so cool. Because the impending side, it's harder to remove, so you get to be a little shit stain for longer. But then the creature side just beats the hell out of you. Alright, next. Vile Wretch. A 5 mana, 1/3 with Death Touch, impending 3 for 3. On ETB, if it's not a creature, destroy a creature. Otherwise, creature target opponent controls get -2/-2 until end of turn. Alright, so you get Murder, or you get Sorcery Speed Murder, or you get Massacre Worm, who can't fight. That seems pretty fair. I'm down with that. That's downright okay. Stygian Fright. Pass. 5 mana 5/4 with Impending and Menace. When it or another enchantment you control enters, and when you fully unlock a room, target creature gains Shadow until end of turn. That seems mad clunky with the fact that most of our other creatures are not going to be creatures for a really long time. I guess we can use, like, the impending enchantments to give Shadow to the guys who have become creatures. I'll try to let you cook with this. That's neat. Can't fight, bro has Death Touch. If I challenge you to a fight and you pull out a gun and shoot me, that doesn't make you good at fighting. Hungry Hunter, a 4 mana 3/3 with impending 3 for Rakdos. Menace, Devour 2. On ETB, if it's not a creature, destroy a creature or artifact. Otherwise, draw a card for each creature it devoured. I think I'm fucking with that. I think that's cool. That might be too good. I have no idea. It feels pretty good. My first thought was like, damn, I could play that in Henzi. And anytime I'm like, oh, I could put this in my Henzi deck, it normally means the card is a broken disaster. Next, Sadistic Provocateur, a 6 mana 6/6 with the impending 3. Whenever it or another enchantment enters, and whenever you fully unlock a room, go to creature you don't control. Yeah, cool. Perfect. Perfect, no notes. God damn! Sorry. God damn. A 3 mana 2/2 with impending 2 for 4. Flash on ETB. If you cast it for impending, copy an instant or sorcery or ability. You can choose new targets. Otherwise, change the target of a spell or ability with a single target. That's really neat. I like that a lot. I enjoy that. A great, great deal. And I would play this in all of my Is It decks, and it would be bad, but I would have a good time. Next, we have Dark King of Desolation, a 6-mana 5/5 impending 3 for Grixis and sack some stuff. It has flying, and when it enters or attacks, deal 5 damage to a creature. Draw cards equal to the amount of excess damage dealt. That seems that scares me. That scares me. I'm not saying you can't do it. It's 6 mana in Grixis. You got to do a lot of shit, right? That's more than Kefka, but it does scare me. Oh man. My heart says make it 4. Or actually, my brain says make it 4. My heart says make it 10. 3 mana actually? Okay, yeah, but sacrificing 3 creatures is not... That's not 0 cost. Like, we cannot... We can hand wave a lot of stuff. We can make jokes about, like, green always has mana, black always has sacrifice fodder. Sacrificing 3 creatures is not, like... That's not nothing. It's either been difficult for you to get them on board, or you have had to, like, commit a big part of your deck to being able to do that. Yeah, you know what, Kiwi? You're right. It's probably fine. It's probably fine. I shoot Esper Sentinel, I draw 4. I deserve to. I'm doing the Lord's work. That Esper Sentinel had a gun. Alright, Punish, Arbiter of Sin, a 4-mana Rakdos 3/3 with Menace. The first time an opponent commits a crime each turn, put a +1/+1 counter on Punish, and on attack, he deals X damage to each opponent, where X is the number of counters on him. I like that. I have no idea who this character is. I feel like I understand the flavor of he gets angrier and angrier as anybody sins, and then he takes it out on everybody instead of the person who actually did the bad things. I cannot wait to die for Elon Musk's crimes. Sure. Alright, Catastrophe, Wild Destruction, a 5-mana Grixis 5/5 Annihilator 1, ward, sack a non-token creature. Whenever Catastrophe enters or attacks, you can sack a creature or enchantment to draw a card and put counters on it equal to the sacrificed permanent's mana value. That's pretty fun with token copies of expensive stuff. I think this one's just 10 out of 10 straight to the printers. No problems here. That's fucked up. That's evil. And he punch. He punch hard. All right, next, Phantom, Mistress of Illusion. A Grixis 2/4. The legend rule does not apply to illusions. At the beginning of combat on your turn, make a token that's a copy of a creature or enchantment, but it's a 4/4 illusion. Sack it at the beginning of the next end step. I like that. I like that quite a lot. Yes, sir! That's just enchantment Mishra, yeah? Yeah, how about you go fuck yourself? Isn't this just kind of better Mishra? Yeah, let's look at Mishra. This might be better Mishra. Okay, beginning of combat. Token, it's a copy of target non-creature artifact, but it's a 4/4. Gains haste, sacrifice it. Fuck, this is way better Mishra. This is twice as good Mishra. This is make a token that's a copy of anybody's anything. It's also a 4/4. We give return. Alright, you're going to jail, man. No, we don't get this card. I think this at minimum has to be 5 mana. Or we have to make it like a 2/2 or a 1/1. I do not think we get to just sample Mishra's beat like that. Well, enchantments, not artifacts. Yeah, but it's also creatures, and it doesn't have to be one you control. That makes it way easier to always have a viable target. Okay, Oblivion, the end of all. You really like Grixis commanders, holy fuck. A 5-mana Grixis 4/5. On ETB or attack, target opponent exiles from the top until they've exiled cards with total mana value X or greater, where X is his power. For as long as they remain exiled, you may play cards exiled this way without paying their mana costs. So you read Improvisation Capstone and you were like, yeah, I could make a religion out of this. I could make a whole deck where I just surprisingly fair. Absolutely not. This is what if Improvisation Capstone was 2 mana cheaper and I could make it give me 10 mana worth of cards. No, not surprisingly fair. Surprisingly fucked up. Yeah, I think this is... I'll tell you what. The only world I can see you having 5 mana is if you don't have an ETB trigger. It was Dream Harvest that inspired this. So do you see how Dream Harvest doesn't do this every turn over and over? Like we're doing... Yeah, if it's just attack, great, because you either have to set up haste enabling or they can shoot you in the chest before you do it. Well, yeah, but Dream Harvest also does everybody, and this just does one person. So, like, it being cheaper than Dream Harvest is understandable for how it's not taking from everybody. Isn't this kind of better CODIS? We cannot be disrespecting Indestructible like this. I realize Indestructible does not get the mileage that it used to, but we cannot be disrespecting the diamond abs on this rock hard twink. All right, next from D, we have Wrath, the Librarian. Brother. You think it might have been a bit too powerful, so you changed it? That's the only thing you noticed about this card? That's the only thing we noticed? What's happening? Chat, calm down right now. Gadzooks, I say! Print it. Alright, a 5-mana Esper 3/4 with Flying and Shadow. Whenever Wrath enters or attacks, each player may search their library for a creature card, put it into their hand, and then shuffle. Whenever an opponent searches their library for a card, they reveal it. If it's a creature card, you may create a token copy of it with haste and decayed. Tokens created this way are permanently goaded. Wow! You really swung for the fences, and you were really hoping this art would distract me from all the bullshit happening down here. I can't tell if this is going to make the best Commander games ever or the worst Commander games ever, but I think I would let you try it. And I'm going to need a source. Do you get everyone's cheap dog shit? Right, but if everybody else gets cheap dog shit, it means that you get your best creature and everybody else gets nothing. That's fine. I feel like what would happen is everybody would... And the thing, like, you don't eat... That's not even what happens. Like, I think the green player goes, okay, I'm a landfall deck. I search for Bristly Bill. Or, if I'm a landfall deck, alright, I get Azusa. I get Azusa. Have fun with Azusa. You have fun with your decayed copy of Azusa. And I will enjoy winning the game with all my landfall triggers. Sipsky, thank you very much. Okay, from Julius, we have Yermore that... Uh-huh. Interesting. I'm sensing a theme here between this card and the last card. Alright, Yermore the Devil. Fucking 12, you're already wrong. I'm already vine booming you. A 15 mana Jund card. Cost one less for each permanent card in your graveyard. At the beginning of combat, mill cards equal to the number of permanent cards in your graveyard. Discard a card, then draw a card. Reanimate something. If it's a creature, it gains haste. No, like, a million times no. A million times no. Because it means if you ever get your graveyard set up once, commander tax does not apply, and you get a free reanimation from this is like Hermit Druid's persona, but he's taken meth and trenbolone, and he's been lifting weights for 2 years in a cave. No shot. So like you said, you're trying to balance value, but if you become too greedy, you have a chance to die from greed and temptation. I think you are massively underrating how good creatures you can reanimate in this game are. Because it's like, oh man, oh no, if I become too greedy, like dog, I'm casting one self-mill spell and then I am winning the game. But now, and this is also in part because I am biased against any card that attempts to say having a deck of only permanents is a restriction. I think that is currently the fakest restriction in all of Magic. We have so many different permanents. We have so many different permanents where they have made a permanent with flash to replace the instant that it was supposed to be on, that like I just like every effect you could ever want is now on some type of fucking permanent, and you can play the permanents at instant speed now. So there's not a like outside of CEDH level play, there is just not a big enough drawback to having to make a deck that is all permanents. Um so yeah, no 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 no. No 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 no. I think what I could yeah, I don't like it. From Little Mix Doom, we have Iron Fist Alexander, a 3-mana Boros 2/3 with trample. For 1 white, you can exile a card from a graveyard. If it was a creature, put a counter on Alexander. When he dies, return each card you own exiled with him to your graveyard. That's cute. That's really cute. We're getting a lot more stuff that cares about things leaving your graveyard. I can see that. Okay. Twitch has shat itself. All right, I'm going to kill the Twitch stream fully and see if stopping it and restarting it can help. All right, I've hit a big juicy reset. Let's see how we do. Oh man. Normal Twitch doesn't even want to load. Okay, we might be in a little bit of a bad situation here, gamers. Something went wrong. Something went wrong. Error loading data. What in the good golly fuck is happening? Twitch app just died completely. Service negatively impacted. Web, major outage. Chat, major outage. Video, major outage. Oh, but you can still buy stuff, guys. Don't worry. All right. Well, I guess we're just live on All right, I'm gonna make a Discord announcement directing everybody to the YouTube stream. All right, that's good. So YouTube, you guys are now the favorite children. Congratulations. Lila, we don't have any recipes picked out because we haven't hit the cooking stream yet. I'm not gonna plan for it until we get there. Okay. Let's get back to the thread. Mauled, how hard was it to go, yeah, wig, not bald? I'm balding bad, and the macho in me says no wig. It was not really hard, but that's also because I've had to deal with a lot of stuff that forces me to confront how manly I think I am, and I'm already deeply at peace with my level of manliness. Like, I'm trying to figure out how to articulate this without sounding like the type of shithead frat boy that my father was. But my father's idea of manliness was always sexual conquest. It was always the ability to attract a girl. And when I got into like high school and college, a lot of my role models were other athletes, and so like their ideals of manliness were, capability on whatever sporting field you participated on. And then as I got older and older, like more of manliness became, can you provide for yourself and your family? Are you emotionally strong? Are you mentally strong? And like I'm really smart. I make money doing what I want. Trying so hard to not sound like a frat boy right now, but like everything about how manly I am, I feel really fucking good about. And so the toupee versus bald thing really just came down to what did I want to look like? Because most other people wanted me to be bald. And I think I would have looked fine bald. I think I even would have looked great bald to these other bitches, but not to me. So I could give you some platitude about like, oh, the manliest thing is to do what you want. But I think that's kind of stupid because like if you're not already there, that platitude doesn't do anything for you. Um so I would say take some time to sit with yourself and think about what makes me feel like a secure person and try to remove it from language like macho or remove it from, am I manly enough? Am I uh Yeah, remove it from any language about am I manly enough and just think about it in terms of like what makes me feel secure and accomplished and proud of what I do. And then when you feel that, you're not really going to care anymore. Little Mr. Doom, thank you for the $2 super chat. Let's talk about the jar man. Yeah, this guy's dope. Super cute. I think he's super fair. I like the Manigate on it. I like the counter synergy. I like the Leaves Graveyard synergy. 10 out of 10. I would not shake my head at you if you sat down with this. Julius, you can try to defend Euromore. I just don't believe you, right? Like the cost reduction on him is fake. I do think it gives you like I do think it gives you like a turn or two, or like there is a deck building. There's a deck building cost to what you have to do, but I think that deck building cost was like is low key made up. And I think the way the card is built really incentivizes you to go for a pretty concise combo win with whatever you reanimate. And that is also upsetting to me. But I tend to really dislike any card that is mega expensive and has a way to self-reduce. I think one of the only cards that has done it well has been Eris Roar of the Storm, And that's because its payoff is also very tightly gated. This payoff, not very tightly gated. This feels on the spectrum of Eris to Hogak. This feels much closer to Hogak. How are we going to do round 2? I'm thinking about that right now, Tempest Buster. All right, Helios has sent in Andros Fervent Fury. Carador is even further right of Hogak because he has white and green. So Andros is a 4-mana 2/4. When he enters or attacks, exile the top card of your library. You can play it till the end of your next turn. And attacking creatures you control get +X/+0, where X is the number of cards in exile that were put there this turn. That's nice. That's fun. That's really cute. I didn't know your D&D character was based on getting really high and then just talking about all your ideas for really cool businesses. That's cool. Yeah, I'm down with that. I think that's perfect design. Yeah, it's a little bit weak, but I'd much rather our custom cards be a little bit weak. Oh, this would go insane with Cascade. Oh, Cascade, this would kill a motherfucker. But that's cute. All right, Garga has sent in a Renlar Draconic Scholar, a 6-mana 5/6. Goddamn rule breaker. Goddamn fucky ass rule breaker. If they're your commander, you may have a 10-card sideboard. No. No, we're not doing sideboards in Commander. Fuck you. Get the fuck out of my face. Shifty looking cow. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I like to see. Don't show me fucking sideboards. Show me some creepy looking cows. At beginning of each player's upkeep, you may pay 1 to look at the top card of their library. If you do, you may then pay another 1 to mill a card from that player's library. Perfect! 10 out of 10. Andros doesn't work with Cascade Mold, shouldn't it? Oh, because they're no longer in exile, right? They get shuffled to the bottom. Yeah, I read it as cards put into exile this turn rather than cards in exile that were put there this turn. Yeah, that's cute. For the cow, I low-key, because this is so mana intensive, that flavor text is criminal. Because this is so mana intensive, I would say, but then it doesn't work with mill. I want there to be a way to mill the card face down. I was thinking pay 1 to exile it face down, but that doesn't work because then it doesn't work with mill synergies. But I really want it to be like, oh, I'm just going to take that. You don't get to know what it is. I did my final stream to get affiliate today. Congratulations, Tetroons. Okay, from M, we have Reki Crypto Cultist, a 4-mana 2/4. For 2 mana in tap, the next instant or sorcery you cast this turn has Cipher. When you cast a spell from anywhere other than your hand, make a 1/1 blue spirit creature token with flying. That's hot. That is dope and good. You guys are on your real shit today, and I appreciate that. Give me this card. I cannot be trusted with it. Goes infinite with an extra turn spell. No. Fuck. Never mind. Okay. Rule breaker text. Rule breaker text. If this card is your commander, you cannot run any cards that give you an extra turn. Then we're good. All right, next from Kiwi, we've got, well, so Massimo is similar to this, but it says it's only if the creature is unblockable. You're making a 1/1 with flying every time you do it. All right, from Kiwi, the Jester of Nihil. 3 black mana for a 3/3. Players cannot win or lose. Exile 7 cards from your hand to transform this creature. Activate only as a sorcery and only if you have 0 or less life. When it transforms, it is Eternal Void of Nyx. You become hexproof, unable to or it's hexproof. You're unable to lose the game. At the beginning of your upkeep, exile a non-token permanent you control. You may spend life to pay for cost as though you have that much life. You still lose the life. Ooh, I want to support this. I'm trying to sniff out where the combo line is. It can't be Necropotence, right? Because that fucks with your maximum hand size, right? Uh, what are you doing? I don't trust you. That's like the number one. That's like the number one feeling I have. It's cool. It's cool, and I don't trust you. It's like an alleyway that's halfway lit. What's happening here? What's happening here? It's Adnaz. It's always fucking Adnaz. God damn it. Get out of here. Get out of here. Wall of Blood? Wall of Blood, you're back in. If you go for a Wall of Blood combo with this motherfucker, I'm with you. Yeah, Julius. Hit me with your ask. Uh, from Storm, we have Narzul, Taker of Hosts, a Rakdos legendary equipment. You control equipped creature. It cannot be sacrificed and has menace and haste. Attach this equipment for 4 mana to a non-commander creature. Untap it. Activate only as a sorcery and only if this is unattached. This can be your commander. God, that's so sick. That's so sick. I want it so bad. I do not want to open this door for things that are not even creatures becoming commanders. I really don't. I really don't want us to have that fucking Ashiya's Enduring Bond or whatever as a commander, but that is really fucking cool and really fucking thematic. I love a cursed sword. The anime child in me yearns for this to be real. It is so fair. Yeah. Yeah, print that shit. All right, Sammy the Knot Boy. Supposed to be a rare. Site wouldn't let me change the rarity. Okay. 6 mana 3/2 for Melanoi. When Melanoi enters or attacks, choose 1. Attach an aura or equipment you control to her. You create up to 1 food, treasure, or junk. She gets to be way better. I'm so happy to say. I will not remark on whether or not she is Jund, but I can remark she gets to beat infinitely more ass than this. And like a 6 mana Jund commander gets to do so much more than make a fucking junk token. Let's look at 6 mana value Jund commanders. 6 mana in Jund. You get to Zeatora people. You get to Prosh combo people. You get to Thantis the Warweaver people. At 1 less mana, you get to Korvold motherfuckers. And we have a 3/2 with no keywords. Absolutely not. Pump this bitch up. At least let her make a map. Yeah, you can make this way better. I like the idea, though. All right, from Whitebread, we have Gluttonous Flocking of foods. Okay, Gluttonous Flocking, 4 mana sorcery, has Master Chef on it. You make a 1/1 bird with flying and lifelink. That's awesome. That's so cute. Oh. Oh, God. Like, everybody in the world, you have a pass to play this against me in Commander. I swear to God, the first time it happens IRL, I'm going to be like, this is broken. This is broken, and I hate you. But it has to be fine. Point redeemed from Little Mixed Doom. Loathsome Dung Eater, a 4 mana Rakdos 3/3. Menace, if they would die, exile it with a curse counter. Gotta be a dung counter. Whenever Dung Eater attacks, he deals damage to defending player equal to the number of creatures they own in exile with curse counters on them. That's cool. That's super annoying, much like this character is. It's okay at fighting, much like this character is. I think you aced it. Yeah, I think you aced it on this one. What the fuck is that name? Fake fan. Outed as having not watched my Elden Ring content. You're gonna be banned now. Have a terrible fucking day. I'll see you later. Wait, I don't have bans on YouTube. Fuck. Fuck. God. God damn it. I've lost control of my own stream. All right, from Agumon, we have Gay Little Dancer, Blue, Dancer of Integrity, a 3-mana 2/4 with flying. While attacking with one other creature, that creature has flying. At the beginning of your post-combat main phase, you may draw cards for each opponent attacked this turn. Those opponents may investigate. That's a lot of card draw. That's a lot of card draw. Oh, I thought you stopped doing these. There was a break for a while, Athath. Yeah, they do get to investigate. I would let you rock. I think it's okay. You might have to change some numbers around, but this idea could definitely exist. I do think, yeah, 3 mana. Because I'm thinking about what I did, or not even what I did, what that one person did for their Vinix deck, where they just had a ton of like 1 mana unblockable creatures in the deck. And so if you put 15 of those in the deck, then you're definitely drawing 3 extra cards a turn every turn. But you can do that with Grazilax, and you can do that more with This has to be fine. This has to be fine. You're good. Little Mix Doom. Watasuki no Toyohime, a 3-mana 2/2 with Flash, Flying, Shroud. You have Shroud. Everybody stop! Everybody stay back! I'm tired of this shit! I would even, you know what? You gotta go further. You gotta go even further. You have to say, effects that specify each opponent don't include you. Parentheses, this works. Can't equip a knife because you have Shroud Boss? Damn, unplayable. Unplayable. Alright, Watatsuki no Yorihime. A 3-mana Boros 2/2. Flash, Double Strike, Lifelink. Prevent all damage that would be dealt to Yorihime. That's actually really good. This is like... I don't think it's broken, but that's like... Yeah, I think that flash is making me worried about the mana cost because you just get to like number one, it's safer. It is safer to deploy than any other Boros commander because you can just wait. You can just wait until somebody else's end step. And then double strike, lifelink, prevent all damage. That means your deck can be really, really focused on just having her not die to targeted removal. And then she is the best blocker ever. She cannot die in combat ever. So I think you either have to take off Flash, or you have to make her more mana. Because Flash also does mean for 3 mana at instant speed, your best creature, I can fog you. Is this? Oh, I'm still trying to stream on Twitch too. Hold on, let me see if someone's left on Twitch. Oh no. Maymel, it is very telegraphed, but I don't think it being telegraphed is even like that much of a problem. It's cool though. For sure it's cool. Yeah, we're still on. It kind of works, kind of not. Stream, that is. Okay. How did Kiwi redeem a custom card? We haven't put up more. Okay, how am I gonna fucking... So this is the end of wave 1. So Julius, please put your question up now. Number 2, how the fuck do I do the free card redeems for this beat?
Goodness.
Another thing. And another thing. Tempest, thank you for the $1 super chat. Welcome to the dog home. So for Euromore, this is my only way to try to save him. What if the return effect was randomized instead of targeted? I like that as a monkey's paw idea. I would say make the mill not as steep to give you a few more turns. Then I actually really like it. If it's like, if it's random and you have a little more time. Oh, yes. Okay. I know why these customs went through. These customs went through because I closed the Twitch stream and restarted it. And so the Twitch channel point store is interpreting it as a new stream. And so it reset the limit I put. So you know what? Those count. Y'all got me. Thank you, babe. Those count. You got me. I fucked up. Little Mr. Doom, thank you for the $2 super chat. Welcome back to Dog Heaven. You think Toyohime is fine in spite of your jokes? At no point did I say she was fine. I think you... Oh, Toyohime, yeah, 100%. 100%. Yeah, if you got a custom card redeem off of Twitch, you can post Wave 2. I'm going to go to Ko-Fi and put up more Wave 2 commissions. Wave 2. Wave 2 is done on the same thread. Yes, kill rats. What's the limit you would recommend? Like 10 max? I would... Mill 10, rummage, then return perma at random. Yeah, I would try that. I think you're still gonna have people who are gonna build like a combo deck, but then you are open to more things than just a combo deck. All right, I'm just gonna keep it moving. From MLP, we have Singed, the Alchemist, a 4-mana Grixis 0/5. You can tap it to go to creature an opponent controls and gain control of it until end of turn. Untap it, it gains haste. At the end of combat, put a -1/-1 counter on each attacking creature that is goaded. That's so perfect and so terrible. I I'm now hoping we never get the League of Legends Universes Beyond, just so I don't have to see a design like this IRL. But this is what Sin should be. So props to you for that. All right, next we have Lucilius the Voidwing, an 8 mana 6/12 that's already wrong in a couple ways. Paradise Lost. When you cast them, exile all non-land permanents with mana value 6 or less. Wrong. Flying Vigilance Ward Blight 8. Okay, take this shit back to the cleaners, dog. Take this shit back to the cleaners, dog. This is not... Whenever a creature an opponent controls dies, put a time counter on Lucilius. At the beginning of your upkeep, if Lucilius has 6 or more time counters on it, you win the game. Stop sending in your Wattpad OCs! We need serious ideas! I do not need webcomic twink boys! Sung Jin Woo is not who needs to be adapted for fucking Magic the Gathering! My word. No. No. Absolutely not. All right, from Pedgman, we have Askin Naklavar from Bleach, a 4 mana 2/4. When Askin is dealt damage, he gains protection from that source's colors. When he deals damage to an opponent, create the Death Dealing enchantment token attached to that player. The Death Dealing, this is a token enchantment. Whenever enchanted player draws their second card each turn, plays their second spell each turn, and or attacks with more than one creature, they get a poison counter. That's gold! That, 10 out of 10, give me it right now. 10 out of 10, give me it right now. That is perfect on flavor. That is fair on how we're doing poison counters. That is dead on Esper in terms of how we should trigger this. Beautiful. Beautiful. No notes. Very cool. All right, next we have... Hello? Evan Wallace, the Lion. A 5 mana Jeskai 3/4 with haste. Whenever a creature an opponent controls dies, if it was dealt damage by Evan this turn, exile it and investigate. Whenever you sacrifice a card, draw a card and untap Evan. Or sacrifice a clue, draw a card and untap Evan. You can tap him to deal 3 damage to a creature or player, and you gain 3 life. That's pretty cool. I think 5 mana in Jeskai, you get to do a little bit of bullshit. Anytime I see like a tap ability that lets you do something really annoying, like creature removal, I get a little tight in my chest. But for 5 mana in Jeskai, I think that has to be fine. Blage exists. Double clues alone is kind of cray. Yeah, but do clues not deserve to be kind of cray? Can we not look out at the vast field of disappointment that is every clue deck that already exists and not let them get a little crazy? I don't like him untapping NGL. You know what? That's fair because then we can take other artifact sack outlets and use them on clues. So you might have to word Relentless Hunter is like when you activate a clue's ability. Because I want this to happen. Like if you pay 2 mana to crack a clue, okay, you get to do a lot of shit. If you put a clue into Grinding Station, or if you put a clue into Krark Clan Ironworks, I do not think you should get the trigger for doing that. All right, next we have Felix, Primal Hermit, a 4 mana Jeskai Temur 1/4. When you discard a creature card, make a food. Then you may pay 1 if you do. Felix becomes a copy of that card until end of turn. Whenever you discard a non-creature card, exile it. When you do, it gains. You may play this card as long as you foraged that turn. What's weird to me about this one is, if I just crack a food, have I foraged? Or do I not have to... I don't remember the wording of forage. To forage, exile 3 cards from your grave or sacrifice a food. I think referring to it this way is weird. I would say, um... I think I would just word this as forage. Like it gains forage. You may play this card this turn. DePokilad, the Twitch stream is exploding. I recommend you go to YouTube. I think it's like the GTA 6 trailer is making the Twitch stream detonate. I've put the Ko-Fi link in YouTube for anybody who wants to buy Wave 2 if you were not able to get channel points for Wave 2. Yeah, so I think the effect here is cool. The way it's worded is geeking me out. All right, next from Garga, they said die. We have a 5-mana 1/5 trample, prowess, prowess, prowess. Fuck, dude, print it. Print it. 5-mana and Jeskai, do what you want, brother. I'm with it. I'm with it. We're getting Jeskai's Stompy. Opt is now a good card. At long last, Opt and Consider are good cards. That's funny as fuck. Next, we have Ari. This is... Oh, made that window too big. Okay. Ari, the nine-tailed fox. Wood. Oh, you made her teamier. Die. Absolutely not. Wrong. This is a 4/2 with a lifelink and prowess. For 2 and a blue, you can tap her to tap target creature an opponent controls and put a stun counter on it. And for 4 mana, you can deal damage equal to her power to up to 3 creatures your opponents control. Activate only as a sorcery and only once during your turn. And we gave her dash. Okay. I really like the art you picked. Just from like a purely respectful aesthetic level, you have done what a lot of people do wrong when they make League customs, which is you have made, oh, I'm going to make an ability on the card to represent each of her individual abilities. This tends to not come through well. So I'm not a fan of this. I think we should have tried harder to pick one facet of Ari's energy and lean into that, like maybe the hit and run nature of her. But instead we've gone, oh, how do I give her a charm? Oh, how do I give her the Foxfire? Oh, and she has to have a dash because of her ult, which I'm not in love with. Like, I think a really good thing to take cues from is if you look at Riftbound, when they do a champion legend, they don't give every legend 8 lines of text to do everything the champion has ever done. And that's a good thing. Thank you, Zilla. Chat, why does his hair look so good today? My hair's just like that. What can I tell you? So it takes a lot of hard work. I've been doing micro needling. I've been putting some rosemary oil in it. I got a whole thing of fake hair that I glued to my head. And then getting on top of my sleep has been really valuable. I would also credit sunning my taint. Next, we have Oberon the Sire. This is a 3-mana mono black 1/3. On upkeep, you lose 1 life and make a blood pet. When you expend 8, each opponent loses 4 life and you gain 4 life. You know what? Genuinely, go off. Go off. Hell yeah. I'm with it. Not a taint talk again. We're always taint talking here. All right, from Little Mix Doom, we have a pack of 5. Shimata Tenku, Rainbow Marketeer, everything but black on a 3/4 that says each player plays with the top card of their library revealed during each player's turn. They may play cards from the top of their opponent's libraries. When this happens, its owner makes a tap treasure. Your treasures have sacked this artifact to add 2 mana. Okay. So we've taken this the raw sexual magnetism of Ian Malcolm, aka Jeff Goldblum, and we've packaged it with the adorable whimsy and non-sexuality of a child. And then we got capitalism involved. It's bold. It's bold, but I like it. I would rock with this. All right, get the banana. Equally well thought out card. A 3-mana Gruel enchantment. If you would make 1 or more non-creature tokens, make those tokens plus a banana token. With sack it, add green or red, you gain 2 life. We can't give this to the Kibo players. I need Rule Breaker. You cannot put this in a deck that has Kibo in it and then give it to me. Melania the Severed. Okay, Adam Scott reference. A 5-mana Jund 2/4 with Wither, Trample, and Double Strike. What? What? Other attacking creatures you control with Wither get +1/+1 and have Double Strike. All right, just say you stink, man. Just say you don't wash your hands. Okay, if this is about the Cheeto dust thing, like we had to bring it up. It was getting inside the card sleeves. You don't have to try to say like, "Oh, art imitates life." Wash your fucking fingies. And for 5 mana, we can of course reanimate her. Fuck you. God. Oh, gods above. Hey, at least it's not infect. You're so right, Ragdoll. If you got 2, they both count, Pedgman. I think this is probably fine. I think it's probably fine, unfortunately. I do hate it. But it's 5 mana in Jund, and you gotta pay all the pips. Yeah, like... Alright, from Macy Hearts, we get Dimir Craterhoof, Electo, Black Knife Ringleader, a 7 mana 3/3. Creatures you control have Skulk. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, that player loses life equal to the number of creatures you control. Oh, this is not Craterhoof. This is... well, yeah, it is. Yeah, it is, but it's really bad Craterhoof. I feel like Dimir Craterhoof would give fear. Respectfully. I kind of get Skulk too. No, you could build a deck around this. No. I can see this being Dimir Craterhoof. Do I want more Craterhoofs in the world? No. Do I want to have a Craterhoof that does not force me to be a Selesnya Tokens player? Yes. We can print this. Tetch Runes, thank you for the 32 months in a row. Welcome back to the dog home. I appreciate that generosity, and thank you for pushing the cooking stream goal a little bit farther. All right, from Kiwi, we have Ardor, Blossom Monk. Why do we have hybrid? Why do we have hybrid on half of this? We have a 4 mana 3/2 with flying. Whenever a creature attacks, this creature deals 1 damage to any target. That's so annoying. That's so fucking annoying. Is this Hollow Knight? If this is can anybody confirm if this boss is like wicked stupid? Because that's what it feels like. Oh, I didn't hit all of Little Mix Dooms. We have to go back. After the Melania one, I just fucking noped out. Thank you for catching me on that. Uh, Limbus Company, but the vibes are basically there. Yeah, it's not your creature. I mean, I think it 4 or more mana, it's not unacceptable. But this two-bird mana is ridiculous. All right, back on Little Mix Doom, we have Eggman Land, a legendary artifact land that is colorless or can add a mana of any color, or you can pay a shitload of mana to get a smaller shitload of energy, but only as a sorcery. Yeah, perfect. No notes. I fuck with it. Next, we have Dirtmouth, the Fading Town. This is way too many fucking words. Enters tapped. Taps for colorless. You can pay a mana and tap it to gain 3. You can pay 2, tap it and mill to make a map. You can pay 3, tap it and sack an artifact to draw a card. You can pay 4, tap it and discard a card. Did you put fucking Trading Post on a land? You son of a bitch. Fountain Port does exist, and it shouldn't. And I will hate them forever for it. Let me look at Fountain Port, determine how much I hate you. God damn it, he's right. God damn it. God damn it. He's totally correct. He's totally justified. Holy shit. Yeah, I would say making getting permanence back to, well, so Time Kit, I think, hold on. Let's look. Does every color have recursion? So artifacts, lands, dragon, creatures, graveyard into library, but not back to hand. Artifact. So the thing is, every color, all colors already have recursion. Like every the color pie for a long time, to the untrained eye, seems to be in a position of every color can do everything. It's just how much do you have to pay, right? Like if it's not in your wheelhouse, it will be more expensive for you than whoever's wheelhouse it is in. So like Codex Shredder, which has been around, I think like forever and ever now. Everything has recursion. Yes, Aegis, we are still doing customs. Twitch seems to be back. I think Twitch is back now. I do think this is probably fine, but I would probably say we bump the mana cost on Stagway Station up, because if you look at like Eden or whatever it was, Sanctum of Eden, like this one you don't have to discard, but you can like only do it once. Like the other time they let a land let you get a permanent card back to your hand, and Codex Shredder, you have to sacrifice it too. So I think if you're going to be able to repeatedly do permanent recursion in colorless, it has to be really steep, or you have to sacrifice the land. The Pokey Lad, let me look if you got that redeem. Did you what did you buy like the pack of one? Did you buy it from the shop, etc., etc., etc.? Is there a handle I should be looking for? Drag Egg Hippo Boy, thank you for the streaks. Oh, on Twitch. I cannot tell. That part of the redeem is still broken for me. Oh, hold on. No, I do not have you in the history for that. Mix 6, thank you for the 100-bit cheer. We are so back. Beautiful. For Kiwi for the pack of 5. Let me look. Yes, you did get a pack of 5. Lazarus Krogan, thank you so much for the Prime sub. Welcome to the dog home. I appreciate those Bezos bucks. Got a student on the border between B+ and A- on this paper. Call it. A-. I choose to believe in our youth. I'm kidding. Fail him. Agumon, I can see this. Sulky, thank you for the drink water redeem. That does mean I have to go get water to drink, and Twitch, we have to hit the manual ad break. So I'm going to hit that. I'm going to grab water and pee. I'll be right back, everybody. Thank you for your patience. Oh yeah, here, you guys can make your decisions about lose card while I'm peeing. Thoughts on Tom, Bert, and William? Love him. Love him. Okay. Yoritomo, Arctrider, a 6-mana 6/6 partners with something. This is too many abilities to give something partner. I'm just gonna. We have just as many abilities. Just as many abilities. Lay down. Lay down. Think about what you've done. Maybe one of these. Bad. No. White out half of these at random and try again. So this is. Oh, this is an enchantment that you attach to your commander. It gives them +6/+6, and you can pay a bunch of life to remove everything. Jesus God. And then this is so it's Mardu. When it deals damage, put a counter on it. Has persist. No. 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 This is Madra design. When a creature under your opponent's control dies, investigate. Okay. So this is. The abilities are too disconnected. There are too many abilities. We are giving them an ability for the sole purpose of, like, I don't want you to remove my commander because I feel like they're expensive. And then we just gave them, like, the ass beater 9,000 on top of that. Like, we've given them. They're going to be an 11/11 because you're going to attach the +6/+6 to the 5/5, and then you can tap them to just, like, remove everybody's important board and then kill them. That's insane. I could see it if we cut Pursue Truth. Yeah, this does scream like I just want my command zone to be incredibly goated, and then everything in my 99 is going to be a protection spell, which I think is too much for me. Question from Urhux. As a new arena player, can I be competitive with only normal lands? Lands with no funny descriptions. I play Brawl mostly. So if you're talking about funny descriptions in terms of dual lands, if you want to play multicolor commanders in Brawl, you need to have multicolor lands that come in untapped. Otherwise, you will go too slowly, and the devils will catch you and beat the shit out of you. But you can play monocolor or like two-color decks with just basic lands, and then you'll be fine. All right, from Meh Who Cares, Jellin, Nostalgiamancer, a 5-mana wizard with Magecraft mill a card. At the beginning of each end step, if there are 5 or more instant or sorcerers in your graveyard, this creature becomes prepared. He has flashback on him. That's quite good. It's 5 mana, so I think you get to do it. But oh lord. Oh lord, am I cantripping. Yeah, this is the like #1 fidget spinner commander. Do we have a glitter fidget spinner? This is what you've dropped here for us today. Cobillis, thank you for your 100-bit cheer. Super impressed you decided to show your dedication to how cool proxies are by proxying a new hairline. I don't know what you're talking about. This is how I've always looked. Why is my rum gone? Thank you for the prime sub for the 17th month in a row. Welcome back to the dog home. Yeah, each end step is a lot. It might need to be like 7 or more for each end step, but I like the idea. I'm rocking with the idea. All right, next we have from Kiwi the Concept Incinerator, a 6-mana artifact. At the beginning of your upkeep, choose a non-land card name, then search any number of libraries, hands, and graveyards for any number of cards with the chosen name and exile them. Then exile each permanent with the chosen name. I really want this. I have a few people in my life who keep winning Magic games with the same fucking cards, and I would love to give them a targeted visit to the incinerator. I like this. All right, next we have Death by Combat, an artifact with split second that's 0 mana and has flash. Right, it has to have flash. It's split second. Players cannot win the game unless all opponents have 0 or less life. Way too good. We could never print it, but we absolutely should. If I don't see this in Mystery Booster 3, Gavin Verhey's a fucking coward. Give it to me now. Give it to me now. We have Fixed Evan. Yeah, great. I fuck with it. Okay, next we have Bob-omb, a 2-mana 0/1. A deck can have any number of cards named Bob-omb. At the beginning of each upkeep, choose a player at random other than this creature's owner. They gain control of this creature. When this creature dies, it deals damage to its controller and each creature they control equal to the number of creatures on the battlefield named Bob-omb. Does that work how we want it to? Because I think the problem is the first one dies. It might deal a like ton of damage to you because there's a ton of Bob-ombs. But when the first one blows up, it blows up all the others. But when all the others check, there's none on the field. because they're dead. Or I guess it just blows up one board at a time. It blows up one board at a time. So you would end up with like whatever's on the other player's board. So if one bomb goes off, every bomb on your board goes off. Okay, that works actually. Yeah, that works. You can only play this online though. You can only play this online because if you ever try to resolve this in paper, it is like people will be begging you to play stacks instead of this because every upkeep is going to be 25 minutes long. All right, next from A, we have Arcanus, the Supreme Spellcaster, a 3-mana 3/3. At the beginning of each player's pre-combat main phase, they choose one, draw a card, gain 3, or discard a card and lose 3. Whenever an opponent draws a card for the second time each turn, you may draw a card. Ah, I wanted this to be cooler than Struggle for Project Purity. The art looks so hard. The art, right, nobody's ever picking discard and lose 3. This is just going to be, I have cast Struggle for Project Purity, but it is easier to remove. And it's 1 mana less, I guess, which is a positive. I think we got to do something different. It's too straightforward. It's too straightforward. And it's just... I mean, hey, we love a Fallout reprint. I didn't even know that Project Purity card. That's crazy. So if they hadn't beaten you to it, great card. All right, you also have Spellguard Mirror, an enchantment with flash for 5 mana. When Spellguard Mirror enters, counter target instant or sorcery. If you do, exile it instead of sending it to the graveyard. Sacrifice Spellguard Mirror. You may cast a spell exiled with it without paying its mana cost. That's pretty cool. Sure. I think many versions of this already exist, and this is just for Enchantress decks instead of like instant and sorcery decks. I think the art's really cool. 5 mana is kind of a lot, but 5 mana is the amount of mana you spend on stuff like this. Like, look at Spelljack. Spelljack is this card, but it does it to any spell. 5 mana, yeah, 5 mana is correct. All right, next from Pedgeman. I'm good. Okay, normal card. Normal card we're looking at. Maninas McCallan, a 4-mana mono green 4/4 with trample. On ETB or attack, you may create the power enchantment token attached to target creature you control. Yeah, I would let her attach something to me. This is just an alt art, also very cute. Enchanted creature gets +1/+1 for each modification they have. Oh, God, so you're making all that glitters. Oh, Lord. But, like, even better, because each individual counter is a modification. Woo! Because it stacks so quickly and she has trample, I'm not convinced you get to do this on ETB. Like, 100%, you get to do this on attack and it's fine. But yeah, all that glitters... Right, we have to cut one. All that glitters but better. I think we got to pull that back a little bit. Because, like, for a frame of reference, not even Squirrel Girl gets out of hand that quickly. If we looked at Squirrel Girl and went, you know what? I think this needs to make a lethal situation about a turn or two faster. We've missed the mark a little bit. Yeah, or the power has to be legendary. The power being legendary, I could get with. But the moment you give somebody the power twice, they are the machine that kills you, right? I could also see unique modifications. Yeah. But something to pair it back. Next we have Ashthor, a 7 mana 6/6. Trample, Myriad as long as you're the Monarch. On attack, put X +1/+1 counters on it. Deals X damage to target creature or planeswalker. Make X junk tokens, lose X life, where X is the number of attacking creatures named Ashthor. This just plain does not work the way you want. Because when you go to resolve this trigger, you will already have to sacrifice the other Ashthors to the legend rule. So I think you would have to throw a line of text. Yeah, you have to put the master multiplied text on there. I don't like having a card that cares about being the monarch without having a way to make you the monarch. I'm not sure if we have burnt that bridge already, but I think right now if you have a card that benefits from being the monarch, it also gives you the monarch. Rubs me. I'm nasty uncomfortable talking about the monarchy without it being inserted into the game. I think this card is better. I think this card is better than people are giving it credit for. Junk tokens aren't nothing. It is not 7 mana. It is certainly not 7 mana worth of commander. But yeah, there's a couple problems with this, and it just doesn't work as we desire it to. Yeah, Sky Shadow, that should work. That could work, but we just need something to make the legend rule not fuck us. It could be a little bit cheaper, and he should not reference the monarchy. Genuinely, at this mana cost, bro can just have Myriad all the time. All the time. Cobalt the Kobold, thank you for the 95 streams in a row. Welcome back to the dog park. Time Kit, I don't know. The other thought is the myriading Ashthors do not attack. So you only get one attack trigger, even if he does have Myriad. All right, next from Little Mix Doom. King Cow, thank you for gifting a sub and supporting the cooking stream goal. Okay, we do know about that one. Cool. We have Lexius, Earth and Might, a 3 mana 2/3 with trample. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, put a counter on a nobody you control. Then you can sack a land to give a creature first strike until end of turn and goad it. Okay. You know, I'm with it actually. I was inclined to call this Bristly Bill but bad. And I think it still is that, but fuck Bristly Bill. I'm down with a cooler version of Bristly Bill that's not as powerful. All right, next we have Roxas, Key of Destiny, a 4 mana 2/3. When he deals combat damage, lose 1 life, draw a card. For 3 mana, you can give something lifelink, double strike, or vigilance until end of turn. He partners with Sea Salt Trio. Did you dead ass submit half of a partner pair and not include his partner? Oh no, is this... Ah, okay. So this is like Friends Forever. This is like Friends Forever. You pick. Okay, okay. It's not triple, right? You don't get all 3? Because if you get all 3, I'll crash out. But it's Friends Forever. All right. So we choose a color for Xeon. Whenever exactly 2 legendaries attack, regenerate them. They get +1/+1 until end of turn. That's fine. Axel is 6 mana 3/4 on attack. For each opponent, he deals X damage to that opponent or to a creature they control, where X is the number of legendary creatures you control. And then we said Roxas only gives first strike now. I think he can give double strike. Straight up. Somebody tried to shame you. They should not have. You can you can give double strike, I think. For 3 though? Yeah, I mean on top of being a 4-mana creature that's not that good. For 3 though? I don't know. Like, yeah, we get to do way more stuff than Fire Shrieker, but like a lot of decks that would be like down with double strike don't even play Fire Shrieker. Like it's not a hot card. Oh yeah, Duelist Heritage. For 3 though? Yeah, man, for 3 though. We just get that shit. You just get that shit. I think Axel is better than people think. I don't like the colorless one that much. I like Axel and Roxas. And then we have a 5-color slot commander, Zemnas, Empty Leader. This is a 2/5. I hate the 2-bird thing, but okay. Devoid. If the triggered ability of a Heartless or a Nobody you control would trigger, they trigger an additional time. And then Organization 13. If the total power of Nobodies you control is 13 or greater, Nobodies you control have Indestructible. That's cute. That's not really anything, but I like my Taco Bell Chalupa. Yeah, it's Kingdom Heartman. Then from Aegis Athene, we have some draft cards. A 3-mana enchantment. When this enchantment enters, if you control a damaged creature, draw a card. Damaged creatures you control get +2/+0. That's so weird. That's so weird and so cool. And I feel like probably sucks in draft, but is a really neat idea. I'm so in for that. I'm so in for that. I feel like it's probably the worst uncommon of the set. Yeah, you know what? Flash. The green players get to flash us. I've seen Radagast. I've seen his terrible, terrible meat. Give it flash. Give it flash. Don't limit this to second main. And then I'm rocking with it. Talon, thank you for gifting a tier 1 sub. Welcome back to Dog Heaven, and thank you for supporting the cooking stream sub goal. We are now over halfway there. Then we have Frenetic Ferocidon, a 3-mana 3/1 with haste. We can tap it to add 2 red, and whenever you tap it, it deals 3 damage to target creature you control. That's so bad. Holy. But the effect is really good. That's juicy. That's juicy, juicy. This is really cool. I'm so in for this. Pedgman, yes, I am. Is Baldown wearing a toupee? No, Hellblazer. I've been doing a lot of rosemary oil. I've been seeing a lot of comments about that on the internet. About how, you know, at night, just before bed, after you shower, you get a little rosemary oil. Sprinkle it on the scalp. Yeah, that easy. Bone Lord, thank you for the 13 months with Prime. Welcome back to the dog home. Congratulations on getting rid of your kidney stone. Everybody, drink water for Bone Lord. I appreciate the Bezos bucks. Brought a re-upped his Keep subscription. So I actually got the toupee because I had to stop taking... I wasn't taking Keeps, I was taking Hymns. And I had to stop taking it because I was getting crippling headaches. And so I was like, damn, this shit's going away. All right, we're keeping it going. From Kiwi, we have Carmen, Voice in the Light. A 3-mana 4/4 with hexproof. Delirium. She's not a creature unless we have 4 or more card types among cards in graveyard. At the beginning of each end step, each player mills a card. If Carmen is a creature, each opponent loses life equal to the total mana value of cards milled this way, unless they exile a card from their hand. That's pretty fun. I kind of want it to be better if we're going to be hitting Delirium with a colorless commander. Oh yeah, I guess we could do I dump Eldrazi. That's kind of nasty as an Eldrazi commander. You know what? I fuck with this more and more. I hate hexproof just being on a card, but other than that, that's a really neat idea. Then we have Mr. Goodenough, a 3-mana 0/4. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you have 3 or more non-token artifacts, you may put an artifact from your hand onto the battlefield. If you do, target opponent chooses an artifact you control and gains control of it. Draw X, gain X, and make X treasures, where X is half the mana value of the chosen artifact rounded down. Damn! Damn! Okay, I'm going to be shitting crazy artifacts, and people get them. People get one, and I get a massive benefit. Ooh. Ooh. I really fuck with this. This has like really cool friction to me because if you do the normal artifact thing of I'm going to play a bunch of Cheerios, well, it's not Zedru things because they get to pick. So if I have 3 dog shit artifacts and Portal to Phyrexia, my opponent can take Portal to Phyrexia. Now I will draw a lot of cards and I will make a lot of treasures. Right, but so I think my biggest worry with this is your smart opponents will just take like a bad 0 mana artifact, you get nothing, and then they will abrade you. And so I worry that the choice won't be interesting enough in practice. So we're probably posting this on YouTube. So if this does end up on YouTube, tell me if you would take the good artifact or if you would only take the treasure. And that will be our informal poll. Because I think a lot of people are going to be like, yeah, I'm taking a treasure. Eat shit. Okay, next we have Big Walk. A 3 mana little guy. A big permanent is one with mana value 5 or greater, so you get around big guys. When this creature deals combat damage to a player, it explores. Imprint it. Fucking. What the fuck I'm supposed to say, man? Print this shit. This is awesome. That's so cute. All right, from DMads, they got a donated one from Kiwi. Thank you very much for the generosity, Kiwi. Mauled Hound, King of the Show. Oh, this is going for the Esper Chaos. 6 mana, 3/5. At the beginning of your upkeep, discover X, where X is a number of instants and sorceries in your graveyard. For 3 mana, tap and exerting. After the next phase, you get X additional upkeeps, where X is the number of opponents you have. Activate only as a sorcery. That is broken in half, but I like where your heart's at. Yeah, that would be discover X 3 times. We're probably discovering for like 15. Because if I'm 6 mana, I am not casting this for a very, very long time. And then I'm just gonna play me. Goes infinite with an untapper. I don't see why. So, okay, here's the thing, Centipede. It does go infinite with infinite mana and infinite untaps. It might also go infinite with infinite turns. We have to be very careful about that. Because you still have to pay the mana and discovering for a ton, because you don't get an untap phase. Like your upkeep phase, I don't get my lands additional beginning phases. Yeah, additional beginning phases would be fucked. So I think we're okay because it's just upkeeps. That's really cool. I like that. I do think it's probably too good, but I might ask my pod if I can try it once because that is cool. All right, next from Geezer, we have Commander Puretide, a 5-mana Jeskai, 4/4. If one or more +1/+1 counters would be put on a creature you control, that many plus one of the following counters of your choice are put on instead: Mantle, Verstvike, Vigilance, or Tennis. Hmm. Again, we're talking about 5 mana in non-green colors. Yeah, Tennis counter would be pretty powerful for this. I feel like flying makes more sense than Menace because of what we were saying about color pie stuff. The rest makes sense to me. It feels a bit too expensive. I think this plays much better than it reads, right? Like, this makes... Hey, Luminarch Aspirant, good card now. Yeah, Jeskai Ascendancy, good card now. I think... Damn. Many of the Tau fly naturally, so that's why that wasn't included. I thought the Tau were trying to make everybody like them. I learned a little bit about this is Warhammer, right? When I was doing a stream for the subathon. They aren't in green, so they aren't shitting out +1/+1 counters like nothing. So you're a liar. We just do a little slow zoom on the 672 ways we have to do this. Look at the great swaths of white in front of you, my friend. The medium swaths of blue. The great swaths of... We got lands doing this shit. We got single episode Universes Beyond references doing this shit now. Probably all white, you would think. Unlikely, though. We got random dudes on a rhinoceros doing this shit. Okay, it's mostly white. Alright, I'll give you that. It's almost certainly mostly white. If we're just in Is It, somebody show this motherfucker the 301 ways to put +1/+1 counters on something. I'll rest my case. Alright, for Kiwi, we have Yin and Yang. Oh my god, Vivi in that deck is hilarious. Yin and Yang, a 4-mana Orzhov hybrid 2/4 with lifelink. They are a big fish. Their first 3 steps is target player gains 3 life. On 4, each player's life total becomes equal to the difference between their starting life total and their current life total. Ooh! Oh, I want to see this. I have no idea how this plays. I have no idea how this plays, but I want to see it happen. That is fucking neat-o. Yeah, I don't know if it can be printed, but I want it to be. I want it to be. Right, at 40, you die. Your life total is equal. Nobody's hit you all game. You die. That's fun. That's fun for the whole family except the guy who's dead. Right? Somebody plays this. Please, God! Hit me with anything! Swing the gauntlet at me! I'm begging you! That's awesome. Okay. I got a text from Z. I need to take a minute. I will be back soon. We're gonna hit a manual ad break, and then we'll go back to some Little Mix Doom cards. Busy yourselves. All right, we good. Blah 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 blah. Dude, Pejman, I cannot wait for more Bleach episodes. We're gonna do not even a tangent. I'm going to whisper just a prayer. I so badly want to get Aizen's Bankai. I really, I really don't think we're gonna get it. But Kubo has been giving us in the anime adaptation of the last arc of Bleach so much stuff that did not otherwise exist, and so much stuff that people had wanted to exist, that I am holding a little secret hope in my heart that we are going to get to see Aizen say Bankai. Right, it's non-zero. I don't think it's a high percent, but it is non-zero. I hope they are using the anime to fix whatever the ending of the manga was. That's kind of what's happening. They're like he's doing a definite like, oh man, when the manga finished, I was sick, I was burnt out, I just wanted to be done with it, and now they're going back, and he's like, what if I cooked this shit up a little bit? I did not read the manga, but I read all the spoilers and reactions to the manga. So I am in that in-between state of I have had the manga completely spoiled. I have seen a ton of manga panels when they get posted as like memes on Reddit. And I have seen a lot of people talking about the end of the manga, but I have not read it myself. All right. Axel, Blazing Assassin, a 5-mana 3/4 haste double strike. Players can't gain life. When they attack for each player, put a blaze counter on a permanent they control. Oh, not this again. Not this again. This is fine. It's weird. The double strike, I think, is incongruous with doing blaze counter burn. That also kind of ends up making this like really weak for a 5-mana creature because you end up being in the weird in between of like, I could lean into blaze counters and just lose, or I could lean into Voltron and just lose. And so it doesn't feel like fun. It doesn't feel like fun tension. It feels like unfun tension. But the art's really cool. Picked a really cool art for this. Then we have Ansem, Seeker of Darkness, a 4-mana 2/2. On ETB, make a 3/3. Whenever another Heartless, Horror, Shade, or Nightmare you control attacks, it gains Shadow until end of turn. At the beginning of your end step, you can sack a non-token creature to draw a card and make a 2/2 Black Heartless. This is perfect. This is dope. No notes. I love it. Karo Tani's asking, have your significant other ever asked you something and you responded with, do you pay the one? Sadly, my wife is a Potterhead and doesn't play Magic, but I feel this is a top tier joke if timed right. No, Z and I spend so much of our day trying to make Magic jokes that we don't really make Magic jokes with each other. Yeah. It's like you spend all day cooking, you don't go home and want to cook for yourself type beat. We still make a lot of jokes with each other. But yeah, the jokes are rarely Magic focused. Hold on, I gotta adjust. I gotta take like, I don't know if they do an online course in this, but I gotta take like an online course in just adjusting the toupee. So this clip, we can't do the reclip on stream. What part of this is falling down? Hold on, we're going to just chatting so I can fuck with this thing. Hold on. This is fine. Why is this? Is it upsetting me because it's floofy? But this is just, I just got a big head. That's what's making me mad right now. Hmm. What the fuck is this going? Yeah, because this is just skull right here. Fuck. All right, that's not going to get too much better than it is. That's fine. We're going to keep going. We are not a mirror. You could be, though. God, Ansem, so breedable. You got what? You got. Stop. The nonsense. We must desist. Okay, next from Madra. The end of the Fortune Daddy deck. We have Bonding Prophecy, a 6-mana sorcery. Choose one. If you cast it from exile, you may choose both. Put a shield counter on 2 target creatures, gain 4 life. Time travel, then draw cards equal to the highest power among creatures you control, then scry 4. Foretell for 5. So good. That's just so strong. That's just so strong. Man, fuck Rishkar's expertise. Cause like Scry 4, we're starting to fuck up. Like Scry becomes good again. Scry 1, dog shit. Scry 2, whatever, but I'm not upset about it. Scry 3 and above, like, we kind of setting up turns here now. I feel like the foretell cost shouldn't be any cheaper because the whole point of foretelling it is you get more. We've seen it before, but they edited it. Because like normally you make the foretell cheaper. Like let me hold on. Let me look at a reference for this. What's the like? Yeah. So like this one, you get more stuff for doing it from exile. Therefore, the foretell cost is not any cheaper. You don't get you don't get any type of mana benefit because you're getting a benefit just for having cast it from exile. Sarian, yes. So yeah, I still think the From Exile should be 1 mana more than it is, but that is a lot better than the first time we've seen it. And it is overall cool enough. All right, Fortune Daddy Theo, a 4 mana is it 3/3. On upkeep, put a time counter. He gets buff for time counters. You can spend 2 mana, tap him, and remove 4 time counters to copy an instant or sorcery and choose new targets. Yes! I like it actually. I like this one. Good. All right, we have Temporal Egress, or Igris. A 2-mana instant, bounce something, and then time travel. If you cast this spell from anywhere other than your hand, instead bounce a non-land permanent instead of a creature, and then time travel. Same soup, different bowl. I don't think the foretell costs should be cheaper when you are already getting a different benefit for casting them with the foretell cost. The effect itself, hell yeah, totally fine. Tragic Prophecy, a 4 mana, destroy a creature, then scry X, where X is their mana value. If you cast this spell from exile, and if X is equal to or less than 3, draw a card. So is this and or? Like, is the second one if you cast it from exile, or if X is less than or equal to 3, draw a card? Yes, I will, Madra. Because if it's or, both, I think. Okay, so if it works for both, I would say X should be 2, not 3. Because again, scrying 3 or more, like we're starting to get like a decent fucking amount of card advantage. That's an and. So you have to cast it from exile, and it has to be on something cheap to draw the card. That's fine with me. I like this one. Because you have to spend the 2 to foretell it now. So I'm not talking about total mana. I'm talking about how much mana do you have to hold up on the turn you want to cast it. All right, next we have Transcendental Prophecy, a 7 mana instant. Cast any number of Fated Wizards. These are wizards in exile that you could cast somehow. You own without paying their mana cost. They enter with a shield counter. At the beginning of your next end step, shuffle each creature you control with a counter other than a time counter on it into your library. I don't like this one. This is... We're doing fake restrictions, Madra. If you were designing this for a Magic set that had to be drafted, this could be an interesting drawback. But we've seen the rest of the deck, and so we already know that all of the good cards are just gonna have time counters on them. And so it's like we have a big payoff and a big potential drawback, but the big potential drawback is fake because I have designed the card start to bottom to not have the thing that would make it be a drawback. But I like the overall design of the card. I think this is a very, very interesting card in a deck that has not guaranteed all my shit is going to have a time counter and it's not going to have a different counter. Oh, the shield counters count. I'm stupid and illiterate. I take all of that back. So we have to damage them. I'm stupid and illiterate and I can't read, and this is awesome now. Holy fuck. 10 out of 10, actually. I think this might be my favorite card I've ever seen from you. Impending and Vanishing makes this series of cards really strong. I don't think it does Torminator because it's for a custom 99 that we have seen the entirety of. So could these cards get broken with Impending or Vanishing? Maybe. Are they going to be? No. They're going to get broken with a Leather Daddy that Madra has designed. All right, Warning Prophecy. We're going to read slow this time. 1 mana white instant. Prevent all damage a source of your choice would deal this turn. You gain 2 life for each faded card you own. If you cast from exile a creature, then return it to the battlefield under its owner's control. If it's a wizard, time travel, then scry 2, foretell white. I know the only reason it didn't get cheaper is because you couldn't make it cheaper, but I like this. This is the type of hey, it's 1 white anyway, and it's either okay or it's better if you've done the foretell. Are there still any spots for custom cards this stream? I think here is... It's still Wizard Platypus. It is still, on average, too good, but we have to kind of accept that the Overton window for Madra is different than everywhere else. It's like European politics versus American politics. Every card Madra sends in is like a European card with an M14A Abrams on it. And I think that's going to be where we end it for today. But thank you all very much for being here. We're going to pull up the Bald Kai and find somebody to raid. We might have to change the Bald Kai to become the Wig Kai. Is the... Who up right now? The decked out subathon is still going. So we are going to continue giving the decked out subathon a little bit of lift. Go there, hang out, lurk, even if you are not in a position or desire to support personally. Thank you all for being here. I will see you on... Wait, hold on. What? Cancel raid. Hold on. Back. We missed one? Oh, oh yeah, we missed a card. Holy shit. Whoops. Show me Kolwick's deck next. Yeah, show me Kolwick's deck next. All right, we're not done yet, bitches. 2 more minutes. We have Anku's Temporal Puzzle. When this battle enters, it's a 4-mana battle with 4 counters. When it enters and at the beginning of your draw step, each player shuffles the cards in their hand into their library. And then, okay, so you windfall. Oh, and you windfall on... Oh, that's so annoying. And it becomes a artifact with Vanishing 1. On ETB, exile any number of cards from your hand face down. They become foretold. When this artifact is sacrificed until the beginning of your next upkeep, faded cards you own have flash and cost 0 to cast. Yeesh. I can't even say it. Our 4 told cards faded. Because that's like insane. World's first generally playable battle. Because you're guaranteed to have a fresh 7. You can safely exile every non-land card from it. Because if nothing else, they're foretold, and they're cheaper for that. And then this is going to sacrifice itself and make them all free and instant speed. I think that's just way too overtuned. I want it, but that seems way. I can't trust like this. That seems way too good. All right, and then Little Mix Doom made another purchase. Thank you very much. This will be Magic in 2030. A cave with a box of scraps. A legendary land with Robert Downey Jr. on it. You can tap it for 4 colorless mana. You can't spend it on non-artifact spells. You can activate this ability only if you control a creature with Tony Stark or Iron Man in its name. I hate that you're right. I hate that you're right. What's fucked is it's gonna say activate this ability only if you control a hero. And then they're gonna print it. That's wild. Comes into play tapped. Comes into play tapped unless you control Iron Man. Only tap it if you control an Artificer hero. That's wild. All right, now we are going to raid into Decked Out. Thank you all very much for being here. We will be back. We may be doing. Oh no, we're definitely not doing. Wait, Dragig just bought one. Oh no, they're fucking with me. All right, Dragig. I see you, Dragig. You're not funny, Dragig. You're a little bit funny, Dragig. Okay. At long last, we are raiding into Decked Out. Go give Airball some love. I will see you all on Sunday for a deck roasting stream. Thank you all for being here. Please remember to be kind. Never rewind any videotapes you come into possession of, and stay toxic. YouTube, that is just it for us, but I will see you Sunday.